I'm Paul Westhead, head women's basketball coach, University of Oregon, and you're watching Pac-12 Networks. Go Ducks!
It's time to come inside for a little volleyball. The UCLA Bruins play host to the Long Beach State 49ers. So we look at the AVCA top 10 for men's volleyball. Loyola Chicago, the new number 1. A couple of weeks ago, they were tied with UCLA. Now they sit atop the standings. And Long Beach State, who began the season at number 1, finds themselves ranked 6th. Hi everybody, Kevin Barnett with my partner Al Skates. A very intriguing matchup here, Al, between two veteran coaches, both with international and Olympic experience.
Yes, Alan Knipe had 4 of his players on the 2012 Olympic team that he coached, and John Spera has won 3 national championships at Irvine in the last 6 years of his tenure there.
John Spera, now the national team head coach as well. We look at the two teams. It comes down to great players sometimes, Al, and Gonzalo Quiroga for UCLA is on a tear, showing midseason form just in time.
Sunday night against USC, he had 25 swings, 16 kills. He had 0 errors. He leads the league in aces. We hear he hits out of the backcourt. He's a threat wherever he is. Backcourt, front court, service line. He had 2 aces against SC, and there's another hit from the right side. He hits from everywhere.
Perhaps making a case for player of the year is Gonzalo Quiroga, but he's going to have to unseat the player across from him. Reigning player of the year, Taylor Crabb. He's just 6 feet tall, but he plays bigger.
2013 AVCA player of the year. He took 65 swings recently, and all of them were good. He does things with the ball in very bad situations, and he's just one of the smartest hitters in the game right now. He's a great passer, great digger. He does it all.
A dynamic athlete and a dynamic matchup. Which coach has brought more from the international game back to college? First serve coming up next, 49ers and Bruins.
This Pac-12 volleyball production is brought to you in high definition by Cox and Xfinity.
I love getting chocolate, especially on Valentine's Day.
Russell Stover's has always been my favorite.
Getting a heart-shaped box of chocolates is the sweetest thing.
Don't give her just any chocolates. Give her Russell Stover chocolates with the famous Russell Stover bow.
Appreciate it, man. I'm a big fan.
Me too.
This one goes out to a couple friends of mine.
When cold refreshment calls, Coors Light answers. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
I love getting chocolate, especially on Valentine's Day.
Russell Stover's has always been my favorite.
Getting a heart-shaped box of chocolates is the sweetest thing.
Don't give her just any chocolates. Give her Russell Stover chocolates with the famous Russell Stover bow.
Thursday, it's a big night of hoops on Pac-12 Networks. First, the Runnin' Utes roar into the Galen Center to face JT Terrell and the USC Trojans. Then, relive the excitement from the 1998 NCAA Regional Finals matchup, Utah versus Arizona. Live coverage starts Thursday at 7:30 on Pac-12 Networks.
Back inside Pauley Pavilion, the team's just taking the floor. 49ers and Bruins. This promising to be a great matchup between two coaches who you know have prepared their teams, Al Skates. Both of these men, John Spera on the left, Alan Knipe on your right, have coached the men's national team. John Spera, of course, doing double duty right now. UCLA men's head coach as well as national team head coach. Alan Knipe took a 3-year sabbatical from Long Beach State to focus solely on the national team into the 2012 Olympic Games. That team nearly making it into medal contention, playing exceptionally well at the beginning of those Olympics.
Yeah, they had a good shot, and John's building that group is aging, so John's going to be working in some newer, younger players now.
You see the all-time series, 47-33. That's not quite as unbalanced as I've seen the Bruins against some teams.
That's right. We're about even. The Bruins are about even playing at the Pyramid, and they win about twice as many playing here in Pauley Pavilion as Long Beach does.
They are playing in Pauley Pavilion tonight, so a huge advantage for the team that you will see clad in white right now. Watching introductions, and coming out is Andrew Sato, number 27, and you heard that last name correctly, Sato. He is son of legendary USA assistant coach Gary Sato, assisted both in '88 and under Alan Knipe in 2012.
Right, he's spent about 20 years helping coach the USA teams in various capacities for many coaches, and now he's a head coach over in Japan through the Olympics.
Yeah, he's the head coach of the national team until just a month ago when he was let go by the Japanese Federation. An unfortunate bit of lack of patience from the JVA over there, as UCLA is coming on, and Trent Kirsten, number 14. He's having a good season as Trent Kirsten, kind of a breakout 2014. 394 is his hitting percentage.
Well, you know, I had him redshirt his freshman year and taught him how to middle block. He was a high school opposite and a club opposite. So he's adapted very quickly in 1 year, and he's a really good blocker. He had 8 blocks against SC.
There is Gonzalo Quiroga coming off that match, as Al mentioned in our open. He is having a spectacular season once again after some early season bumps where you're wondering when would he become who you thought he would be. Well, match against USC, he became what you expected. 15 kills, 24 swings, 625, 2 aces. That doesn't even begin to cover the overpasses and other pressure he put on the Trojans. He received the ball 13 times perfectly. And it was on 13 opportunities, as well as 6 digs and a couple of blocks to boot. Filling the stat sheet, 18.5 points credited to Gonzalo Quiroga. A simply awesome performance. Can he repeat that against Long Beach State?
And it wasn't good enough to make Player of the Week.
No, it wasn't.
This is a tough league.
No, because you had Mahalski from Stanford step into that. Eric Mahalski stepped in an opposite position and started to maybe bring some clarity to that spot for the Stanford Cardinal and John Costi. You get an opportunity, if you're a fan of men's volleyball, to see BYU take on Stanford on Saturday here on Pac-12, as there is Taylor Crabb, reigning National Player of the Year. And that is correct. He's only 6 feet tall. That is a tiny person.
His father was an underside player for the Outrigger Canoe Club, a great club out of Hawaii that played in the U.S. Open, did very well.
Taylor Crabb, a simply pleasure to watch as a player. Dig by Sequeira there on our first play. And Robert Page goes over the top. So right away, the service of Quiroga putting Long Beach in a little bit of trouble, and then Page kills it over the top. That looks like Bruin volleyball.
All right, watch this high set for him, and that's where Robert likes it. He tends to set low to Quiroga, very low and fast, but Robert needs a little higher set.
6th in the nation, over 4 kills per set for Robert Page. Nice dig by the back row of UCLA.
Quiroga's been digging a lot better, too. 2.2 digs a match.
UCLA blocked all the way outside, but could not put it down. That's Ammerman collecting the kill.
Yeah, it looked like Banel was had his hands for outside here. Let's take a look at it. Nope, just missing the line there on that stuff.
So Dalton Ammerman will step back to serve out of Parker, Colorado, the junior. Nice dig down the line by Ammerman. Quick, and there is some creativity right away from the number 4.
Yeah, he made a beautiful shot. The digger was, and you know, he hit so many balls close to the lines, it's amazing. Throughout the course of this match, you'll see that. He doesn't try to put them all straight down.
Crabb, Player of the Year, and what has he done this year? All his stats have gone up.
Well, he's hitting over 350 to lead all outside hitters in the league.
Kill out of the middle, efficient transition for Long Beach State, and they're off to a hot start, 3-1.
Long Beach State is the best digging team in the league. They're going to come up with a lot of balls. One of the best blocking teams and one of the weakest serving teams. They tend to just lob the ball in.
One of the weakest? No, the weakest serving team. So, yeah, very interesting stats for Long Beach. They rank 3rd in opponent hitting percentage despite the lack of service pressure. So if you've wondered just how much serving matters in the men's collegiate game today, I think you're going to find out tonight, because the #1 serving team in the league, UCLA.
I'll tell you, Dalton Ammerman really brought the serve on that last one, though.
Well, Dalton Ammerman, his coaching staff said the week off was good for number 10. He needed it. He's been battling some injuries, but he is just about 100%. Page covers himself. That ball on top of the net, and it is cleaned up by Spencer Rowe, the senior out of Trabuco Canyon.
I think the hitter has to cover himself instead of waiting for somebody else to do it. I think the hitter should be very aggressive and do what Robert Page just did.
Spencer Rowe leading the team in blocks with 41, hitting .390 on the season. He will jump serve. Good one down the line to Crabb. Crabb very fast outside, dug by Quiroga. And Page contorts his body around for the cross-court kill.
That's a second dig for Quiroga. Perfect pass to set that up.
Matchup between the outside hitters.
Right on the money, and Robert puts it away.
Working on Crabb still in that front row. Over the top, count the kill for Ian Satterfield out of the back row. It's a Manhattan Beach senior for Long Beach State.
Well, Crabb will probably attract the most serves tonight because they generally hope to wear him down a little bit in case it goes 5 sets, because he will lose a little something at the end. He's so crucial as a hitter.
Quiroga again with the service reception. Crabb over the block. Now, the thing about Crabb that strikes me is not only is he a big jumper, but he has an excellent arm and great control at the point of impact.
Yeah, well, and he sees the hole. Like, there's a hole in the block right here, and he sees it and goes through it. He stays behind the ball so well. His vision is exceptional.
4.83 kills per set. Not only leading MPSF, leading the nation.
Michael Beals is really setting Page well. He's giving that high ball so that he can go over the top of the block.
Seems like Beals has improved tremendously as he's been inserted into the starting lineup in place of an injured Steve Odell, who is still in a walking boot. But his delivery to the left has improved massively since the first match we saw him.
The first night we saw him, it was not good. He connected with the middle and he connected with the right side hitters, but now his left side sets look very good. Beals is actually a much better digger than Odell too, so they're getting some better digging out of it, and I think he's a better blocker.
Speaking of setters, here's the senior out of Orange, California, Connor Albright, 3rd-year starter for Long Beach State. Boy, quick play. That one off the Jumbotron.
Ooh, that was sticky.
Crabb with the tip.
What a beautiful tip. Such excellent arm action. It looked like he was going to spike that ball until the last split second. Watch how he cocks his arm. Everybody's dug in, and he drops it right in there.
This is a Long Beach State team that lost just one senior last year, a middle blocker. They are largely the same team that they were last season when they were just one win away from punching their ticket to the Final Four. They lost to BYU, the only difference. Backslide, Kirsten.
Yeah, it's amazing that they haven't won an NCAA championship since 1991. They've been right up at the top for a long time. Kirsten hits that backslide to the pin, and they've been running that more and more with each match.
Robert Page needs to check, see if he has 5 fingers on his hand still. I think he might have left one in the ball.
Yeah, that valve. Do they still have valves in volleyball? I don't think so. Yeah, they do.
There's a valve in there somewhere. You have to be able to adjust the air pressure.
On that one.
Good serve. Off the hand of Crabb. And Long Beach in transition. Boy, bad second contact saved by Quiroga. No, he goes short.
Yeah, he'll usually save a ball like that. Yeah, the cam, that ball got close to the camera.
So Crabb once again. Overpass.
Why didn't he hit that? Because Crabb got determination, that's why.
The Long Beach offense runs through the quick Bick, as you saw there. The quick with the fast attack out of the back row coming over the top. Number 4, Taylor Crabb, getting it done early for his Long Beach State 49ers. They lead by 6 here in set 1.
Vacation photos, I'm saving a ton of time by posting them to my wall.
Ooh, I like that one.
It's so quick. It's just like my car insurance. I saved 15% in just 15 minutes.
I saved more than that in half the time.
I'd unfriend you.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
15 minutes for a quote isn't how it works anymore. With eSurance, 7.5 minutes could save you on car insurance. Welcome to the modern world. eSurance, backed by Allstate. Click or call.
In do-or-die moments during the game, mainly I'm focused on just winning the game. You definitely feel, everybody's watching you. It all comes with the territory.
Pac-12 basketball.
Anderson again off the glass.
Anything can happen on Pac-12 networks.
Pauley Pavilion, typically the home advantage for the UCLA Bruins, but here in set 1, it's been all Long Beach State. They lead 11-5, and the setting of number 21, Connor Albright, is no small part of that early lead. 11.69 assists. He's at second in the nation, second to Micah Christensen, who, oh, by the way, started for the national team over the summertime and late fall. So good company for Connor Albright in this, his senior campaign. Long Beach collects yet another kill. And Coach, what does a senior setter mean for a team?
Well, Connor Albright's been setting for this team for 4 years, and he's just very good. He's one of the best young setters in the game. His daddy set for me in 1976. David Albright, we won an NCAA championship, and he probably taught him a few things when he was a young lad. Jump started.
So for those of you playing 2 degrees of Al skates, it took less than that to get to you. With Connor Albright. Now back to serve Trent Kirsten. Had a little altercation with Tanner Jansen in the USC match, for those that watched that one.
Well, Tanner ran under the net about 5 feet. He was hitting a D from the 3-meter line, but he jumped about 15 feet under the net. And Kirsten was turning to congratulate somebody on the stuff, and he ran into him. He gave him a little forearm. But at 6'9", 230, that little forearm bounced him about 3 feet.
Ran into him perhaps a little on purpose. Quiroga misses that one inside, and it continues to be all Long Beach State early on. There's Kirsten out right now, so not intimidating anyone at the moment, but UCLA could use a little bit of attitude and a little pickup as they now trail by 8.
Yeah, Taylor Crabb has 5 kills and 7 swings, so he's off and running.
Playing defense, that's what Long Beach does. They make the little plays. But there's a stuff block, a big play. Spencer Rowe, the second-team All-American last year, collects another stuff block.
Yeah, Spencer's coming on. He's hitting about 390. He's blocking more balls now. He's looking pretty good.
Leads the Bruins in blocking. That his 42nd on the year. Good strong serve down the line. Saved by Albright.
That was an amazing set by Albright. He was on a dead run. He got 2 hands on that ball as he's sprinting towards the sideline, and he popped it up perfectly.
The hitter will get the credit. It will merely go down as an assist in the stat book, but that is far more than your regular, everyday, run-of-the-mill assist.
Yeah, that was a brilliant set. Brilliant set.
Saturday, it's a hoops triple header on Pac-12 networks, and it all kicks off at 11:30 a.m. with the pregame show. Then at 12, Cal collides with Washington in Seattle, followed by Utah taking on Jordan Adams and the explosive UCLA Bruins. And at 4, Stanford goes head-to-head with Washington State. Live coverage starts Saturday at 11:30, only on Pac-12 networks. Al, there's a lot of banners up there in the ceiling, and you put them there.
Well, we've got 19 NCAA championships. 9 of them we won here in Pauley Pavilion. We've got them on 3 different flags. Those are the basketball banners there. But anyway, they're up here somewhere, up in the rafters. And we won 19 championships in 37 years. There's 2 of the banners from '84 on, and the last one 2006. So John Spera's looking to add a few more.
You have to go through some consolidation when there's 19. That's a lot of airspace, even in New Poly.
Well, we used to have, before NCAAs, we won some championship. It was USA Volleyball Collegiate Championship. So we had 2 banners, but they did away with those pre-NCAA banners. They not enough room up the rack.
Well, John Spera definitely looking to return to those national championship days. Have looked good so far this year, have his Bruins. They were on a 9-match win streak up till last week as Page comes out of the back row when they were soundly defeated on Wednesday a week ago against Pepperdine. They were decimated in that match. No player hitting above 200. The team hitting 110 as a group, but they had a good bounce back match against USC on Sunday, a 3-sets-to-none victory. What does that tell you about this UCLA squad, Coach?
Well, each game is a separate entity, each match. I mean, they just approach match by match. They're not, you know what I'd like to see them do is start turning this momentum around at 16-8. It's unlikely they can win, but if they can start scoring more points than their opponent, they can get a little momentum for the next game.
Volleyball is such a momentum game, and time again you see teams have a comeback even though they aren't victorious in a set, as Coach just mentioned. They will carry that into the next set and dominate the next set. Volleyball, one of the unique sports where you reset the score after each set and you get a new opportunity.
Well, you know, we decided to change the rules, and we played 4 quarters to 25, and we got way ahead, and that was a pretty boring match. Yeah, that. Oh, Trent Kirsten gets another block. That's 2 blocks for Trent Kirsten.
There's a momentum builder, and UCLA maybe not out of this set at just 6 points. Still plenty of time for the Bruins to come back.
Trent is tiptoe blocking the first man through, so he didn't leave the floor. He's able to take a step and get the pipe.
The service pressure of UCLA capable of running off points in bunches. Crabb high off the block, dug by Quiroga.
That set was a little higher than Quiroga wanted.
Crabb working off the block, and a net violation called. Down referee Bert Fuller all over that one.
Robert Page was the one who netted on that play. Number 15.
In comes Chris Van Vuren.
He comes
led
in to
Orange
serve.
Coast to a state championship match. A couple years in junior college, he arrives here for Long Beach State. Yeah, a strong server, but misses that one.
He'll go out.
Back comes Taylor Gregory, and he will quickly leave for the libero, Andrew Sato. As another strong server steps back, Jackson Bannell, the lefty, serves from the left-hand side of the court.
So there I was recruiting Andrew Sato's daddy when he was a young lad, and he participated in a big club, a Japanese-American club, sports club. So his father said, well, could you come to Venice High this Friday and talk to the club? We'll have a few hundred people there. And I was feeling like he was going to commit to me any second now, so I taught 8 periods of PE in Beverly Hills. I coached UCLA. I drove down to Venice High. Right before I was to go on stage, his dad said, oh, we know Gary has committed to Santa Barbara, but the show must go on.
So they got a free one.
They got a freebie.
Quiroga and UCLA still within 6. Jump serve Robert Page. Quick back attack once again, and this time out of the back row comes Dalton Ammerman, and Long Beach State is within 6 points of taking set number 1.
Here's the replay. Squeezed it through there. Just enough room for the ball to get through.
You look like you're in high school!
Page stuffed in the front row by Orne.
Well, Orne didn't have anything else to do because they were running a backslide to the pin. There was no quick hitter, so he got to wait there for Page.
Quick set to Quiroga, who goes inside the block. now it becomes momentum time for UCLA, trailing by 7. Long Beach needs just 5 points to close out set number 1. Kevin Barnett and Al Skates bringing you the action here from Pauley Pavilion. Intriguing matchup between the number 2 and number 6 ranked teams in the nation. UCLA holding down that number 2 spot. They were number 1 just a week ago.
Well, Long Beach is not having any trouble with the serve so far, and they're totally in rhythm in their offense.
Cut shot goes down. Satterfield on the right-hand side. Coach, I wondered about that because Long Beach is such a ineffective service team when it comes to aces per set, but yet they pass exceptionally well. So if they're not facing tough serving in practice, how are they able to handle it in matches?
Well, they do make more reception errors than their opponents. But right now, I'm not seeing the usual UCLA service. Jackson Bantle usually is serving at hyperspeed, and I haven't noticed that yet. And Gonzalo will warm up as we get into the match. So I expect tougher serves to come later.
UCLA would like to pick up a couple from their setter, Michael Beals. Redshirt junior leans on that one. And a stuff block collected by Bantle.
Bantle made a nice move, very simple move, straight over the net. Look at that extension, very nice. Very good technique by the young freshman.
Beals once again. Quick into the middle. Taylor Gregory gets the kill, but that ball was handled exceptionally well once again by Taylor Crabb.
Nice cutback. Gonzalo came over and he cut the ball away from him cross court.
UCLA with the easy side out.
Yeah, Taylor Gregory led the nation in blocking last year at 1.47. #1 blocker in the country. And I just noticed he had his hands down by his waist when the setter was delivering the ball. He couldn't react in time.
Yeah, he's dropped over a half a block per set this season.
Gonzalo's digging a lot of balls back there.
Page gets a second attempt. This time high, touched by Sato. Long Beach with the run.
They're really digging well over there in Long Beach.
Little fancy footwork by Sequeira. And Long Beach with the stuff block. How about the effort on that scramble play mid-rally?
Boy, that was beautiful. I like the one out of the chairs too. He brought that back out of the chairs. Here it is right here. He goes over, makes a roundhouse right-hand move, brings it back. They get another dig here by the same player, made that set, and the put away coming up.
That's their leading hitter, Taylor Crabb, making those plays in defense.
Yeah, Taylor's a good, and he's a good blocker too. The only thing he doesn't do exceptionally well is serve. The rest of his game is quite solid.
And he had a better serving season last year with a player like Taylor Crabb. Coach, do you think he has a future internationally on the indoor side of the game?
See, you don't know until you see him playing against those 7-foot Russians. You just don't know. There has been Papi played for Italy, about the same size. I watched him when he was Taylor's age break in and start on the Italian national team when they were winning world championships. So it's possible, but you know, during the last 10 years, players have got even bigger. They're averaging 6'7" now in the college game, and he certainly is. That's not a problem for him.
No doubt he's exceptional at this level. Andrew Sato has been playing some fantastic volleyball here in 2014. You see that second in the MPSF. And Coach, I wonder, first family of volleyball, could it be Sato, could it be Yoder? I want to see that match. I want to see those two families match up.
Well, if you're talking about Olympics, it's Sato definitely, because he has an aunt that was in 2 Olympics.
Leanne.
He has an uncle that was in 2 Olympics. His dad has coached the national team. But the college level remains to be seen.
Everyone has medals when it comes to the Sato family. Everyone's earned them coach or as a player of the ones you mentioned.
Yeah.
Leanne and Eric, both Olympic medalists.
Very nice dig there.
Sequeira digging in, putting his helmet on. Long Beach State continuing to play tremendous defense.
That's what he does with a three-man block. He hits it right off the top. Crabb's a smart, cagey hitter.
And through the hands and down goes Dalton Ammerman. So it has been all Long Beach State here in set number 1 as they look to close it out. Set point number 1 for the 49ers.
I love the way the 49ers are attacking the block. They've made 0 hitting errors. UCLA stuffed 3 of the balls, but they haven't hit any balls out.
Tough serve overpass. Crabb inside the block. A punctuation point put on set number 1 by Taylor Crabb and the Long Beach State 49ers.
One-on-one, he'll give you that one. A moment ago against 3 blockers, he hit that smart, high, flat shot off the top. He'll take whatever you give him.
Smart play, the hallmark of Taylor Crabb, and he has put his Long Beach State 49ers in a perfect position. A set 1 victory, 25-16. Set 2 up next.
Jeepers, it's the creeper.
What do we do now? It's a mystery.
I know. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Zoinks! It's Lucy, like our favorite State Farm agent lady.
Hi, gang. I'll handle it. And that's not really a monster.
Creeper!
Mr. Carswell!
You meddling kids.
State Farm takes the mystery out of dealing with insurance. Get to a groovier state.
Each game is just as important as the next one.
Pac-12 basketball.
Well, it's unpredictable. The styles are very exciting.
Conference play.
I've been withholding from you all year. It's time for you to get some.
A tax refund, that is. Bring your W-2s down to the truck stop and we'll do the rest. We have accountants standing by to process your returns, and it's just like cash. At the truck stop, we have the largest selection of the hottest custom trucks in town. Good credit, bad credit, or bankruptcies, we can finance anybody.
So don't miss getting yours.
At the truck stop on Craycroft, just south of 22nd.
Where the truck stops here.
Fiat lovers rejoice. It's Bellissimo at Larry H. Miller Fiat in Avondale and Tucson. During Bellissimo, lease a Fiat 500 for just $149 a month. This is one of the lowest payments on a new car anywhere. And this is not just any car we're talking about here. This is the fashion-forward Fiat 500. Come in and lease yours today for just $149 a month. Hurry, this is a limited-time offer on the hottest car in town. Enjoy Bellissimo. Going on now at Larry H. Miller Fiat Avondale and Larry H. Miller Fiat Tucson.
Don't belong, that it's not your place, that it'll never fly. But here, you learn you have a choice.
I got my PhD in neuroscience.
You can listen to those voices.
Thanks very much.
Or you can leave them all speechless.
Set number 1 was all Long Beach State as they come into the home of the Bruins and dominate 25-16 here on Pac-12 Volleyball. And if you love men's volleyball, well, the season is just heating up for you. Don't miss a moment of the action on Pac-12 networks. Saturday, the number 8 Stanford Cardinal take on the number 4 BYU Cougars. Live in Maples Pavilion. That's Saturday at 7 on Pac-12 networks. Be a good look at BYU, who defeated Long Beach last year and sent Long Beach home, despite having the National Player of the Year, Taylor Crabb, and he has been Player of the Match thus far, Al Skates, performing up to expectations.
You just saw a dig shot go down, a high flat shot go down, a one-on-one sharp angle shot go down. This man has a shot for everything. He just uses the appropriate shot in his arsenal every time. Brilliant hitter. He's hitting .583. He has 7 kills and 12 attempts to lead all players on the floor. Next is Robert Page with 5 kills, but he's only hitting .200.
It seemed like the serving, we talked about it. UCLA ranked number 1 in the conference. Long Beach State ranked bottom in the conference, number 13, but it was almost reverse in set number 1.
Well, here's what happened. Jackson Bannell, who's been scoring a lot of points, had 2 service errors. So right now, he's just going to serve easy and get the ball in until he gets some kind of rhythm. Gonzalo's been hitting some good serves, but Long Beach has been passing very well. And actually, both teams have been passing very well.
Set number 2 about to get underway. The number 10 Dalton Ammerman back to serve for the black-clad Long Beach State 49ers. And in their white jerseys, UCLA looks to rebound here in set 2 behind Trent Kirsten in the middle. They continue to handle the ball well. Kirsten could be a factor.
Yeah, his blocking is really important. And when they run that back slide, they better give it to him because he's put them all away that I've seen so far.
I haven't seen that enough given his effectiveness. They are right into Kirsten, and there's a kill.
Yeah, the middles are the only ones getting the job done right now. Spencer Rowe is 2 for 2, and Kirsten is 2 for 4. The outsides aren't getting it done for UCLA right now.
Now on the other side, Taylor Crabb with those 7 kills, simply remarkable.
So that's as easy. That's Bandel's easy serve there.
Ball tight and pushed through by Crabb.
Well, we haven't seen that one yet. He might as well show us that one. Just jam it through the low seam.
What's left in the toolbox here?
I haven't seen a wipe off. I want to see it in the roundhouse. I want to see the roundhouse.
I'm sure if a player on the floor has an effective roundhouse, it's number 4 in black.
Yeah. We'll probably see the wipe off before it's over tonight.
There's a backslide. So, Coach, UCLA doing what you want them to do, and it's been effective. Another kill goes down for Kirsten. This one courtesy of a net from Long Beach State.
Okay, here comes the backslide again. He sprints out, takes a 1-foot basketball takeoff, and gets the kill. You're one-on-one on that play every time.
Yeah, and that's 6 foot versus 6'9". Good strong serve from Page. Here's Crabb into the hands and out. But Taylor Crabb handles the ball, gets the attempt, and works off the hands.
And hits the block. That's the block is Crabb's friend.
Just another day at the office for Taylor.
I still don't think Long Beach has made a hitting error. They've been blocked a few times, but they don't hit it out.
Beals quick to the outside. Quiroga.
That's the set Quiroga likes, that fast set to the pin. Beals made a nice set on that one. Here it is, very fast. The middle has a hard time penetrating, doesn't have enough time to get over.
Quiroga reminds me of USA outside hitter Reed Pretty in the way he plays the game, the way he bounces around and plays the overall of volleyball.
Yes, he does. They both love fast sets. They both have a short, compact arm swing, and they're quick to get off the floor. Exactly.
49ers continuing to be steady here at the start of set number 2 as Taylor Crabb will step back. He brought it from the service line in set 1.
He gets 92% of his serves in. See, that isn't an exceptionally fast serve. See,
double contact call. That was one of the things.
Lydia Gacho called that. You don't see many throwing balls called. The referees have been instructed not to call very many. It has to be egregious.
Let him play Larry gets the mode of the day, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think they call it tighter in women's volleyball than they do in men's volleyball because of the international influence. A lot of the referees have in men's volleyball have coached, reffed internationally.
My experience as a player, as a fan, as a broadcaster, I would like to see fewer stoppages in the sport of volleyball. Anything where the play stops less, I am all for.
I agree. That was too low for Page. He's looking for a higher set.
Quick pick and another kill for number 4.
Yeah, the middles for UCLA have to stay on the floor. When you jump, then that pick is open. You have to read block the first man through.
Talked to assistant coach Tyler Hildebrand. He said we have to limit the number of reps we get with that set with Taylor Crabb in practice just to take some pressure off him.
Oh,
the
that's
setters
right.
still love to set him even in practice. So now another stuff block from Long Beach. Everything's working for the 49ers.
By the time Bandel got to that set, he didn't have much of a chance. He would have had to wipe it off with his right hand. I'm sure he doesn't have that shot. That set was almost below the net.
6-4, Long Beach making another early break. That one goes wide off the right hand of Ornay.
Look at that pass. Beautiful pass.
And the swing once again. So UCLA's strategy definitely to serve Taylor Crabb, but it has not affected his hitting.
No, they jammed him on that one. They put that right into his chest, and he made a perfect pass. That's very difficult. He actually jumped off the floor to get lined up with it.
356, a tremendous number for any outside hitter to be hitting.
Of course, he's hitting way above that in this match so far. Way above the season average.
Good reaction by the UCLA block. Outside Page, who's under it. Looking for cross court, but it's wide.
Yeah, Page, I think, was almost on the floor when Albright jammed that ball, but he had his hands extended. Was able to get.
We have a change on the UCLA sidelines after that last play. Out goes Michael Beals, and in comes Hagen Smith for his second action at the setter spot.
Yes, Hagen is the third setter on the team.
Because of an injury to Steve Odell, Hagen became the backup setter. Now he has been inserted. He also played against Pepperdine 1 week ago. And if you recognize that 22 and the last name Smith, well, that's no coincidence. Hagen Smith, the son of St. John Smith, multiple-time world champion and beach volleyball legend, as well as UCLA alumni. In fact, they had to pull that 22 out of the rafters.
Yes, his jersey was retired after he went into the Hall of Fame. And St. John was the captain of our 1979, our first undefeated team at UCLA. I changed him from an outside hitter to a setter that year for 1 year because we needed a setter, and he came through.
UCLA in a tough spot. Free ball, down ball. Albright still giving some pace to it on the outside.
Well, Crabb wants some pace, and he got it.
High ball Crabb this time. Boy, you can see how much English he puts on that ball.
Look at Hagen all over the floor. He came up with a beautiful diving save of a dink shot and almost got to that one going behind the referee.
There's another one we didn't have from Crabb until this play, the joust.
There, look at that save by Hagen. Oh, we haven't seen the joust, yeah, but there's the wipe-off shot by the left-hander, Banel.
You wanted it, there it is from number 4. Everything going Long Beach's way. They lead here in set 2, 10-6, and already have a 1-0 advantage.
Hello, my name is Corey Close. I'm the head women's basketball coach at UCLA, and you're watching Pac-12 Networks.
Saturday, it's a hoops triple header on Pac-12 Networks. At 12, Justin Cobbs and the Cal Bears collide with C.J. Wilcox and the Washington.
If you want to get a Jeep, Larry H. Miller's got them cheap. Listen up, shoppers. Larry H. Miller Chrysler Jeep Tucson's your one-stop shop for hundreds of Jeeps, all Jeep. Like a brand new 2014 Jeep Patriot, just $13,995. Now that's a cheap Jeep. Or save up to $6,600 on a new 2014 Chrysler 200, only $16,885. March on over to Larry H. Miller Chrysler Jeep Tucson, 7800 East 22nd Street. Online at TucsonCJ.com. Driven by you.
Inside Pauly Pavilion, set 2 is shaping up to look just like set 1. Long Beach State leads 10-6. They led 11-5 at the first time out for the Bruins in set 1. As we look at the Bruins championship resume, and it is illustrious. 19 championships, all under Al Skates, who now sits next to me. 6-time runner-up. So you've been in that game a lot, Al Skates, and 52-7 postseason. That is a heck of a record.
Yeah, I'm proud of the fact we got in the Final Four 25 times, and we won at 19 and took 6 runner-ups. If we got there, we felt like we could win it every year. It was just hard getting there. This is such a tough league.
Last championship, 2006.
Yeah, and that time we were 12-12 when we won 14 straight to win that one. That was a long shot.
You heard the name Hagen Smith in. Well, here's Dad, St. John Smith. The legendary St. John Smith, sporting the UCLA colors, as he has for so many years.
He's not an excited dad. He's just going to take a photo. I've seen a lot of Pacers among the dads in my time, where the sun's in, they get up and start walking.
Coach, what do you find? Do ex-players, are they better or worse when it comes to the way they treat their sons watching them play?
Oh, Hagan, Dad would put no pressure on Hagan whatsoever. I think he's fine with him.
Hagan coming off of a championship appearance in high school, CIF championship, where his Loyola Cubs last year lost to the Huntington Beach Oilers in the finals of CIF.
Crabb went up. He saw a hole just big enough to put a ball through, and he put the ball through it. His vision is extraordinary.
St. John's still working on that perfect shot of Hagan. I'm sure he'll get it. 12-8 the lead for Long Beach State. Outside a little bit high to Quiroga. He manages it.
Yeah, he's not going to get that low Beals set that he wants. It's a difficult set to master.
So this is interesting. We're down to their third setter on the UCLA sidelines. How much time has he spent with Gonzalo Quiroga?
Well, probably he doesn't get that many reps during practice because Steve Odell is scheduled to come back, #1, pretty soon. And Michael Beals has been playing very well. And Hagan was a backup libero to Sequeira just a while ago.
Yeah, he was in the conversation when we talked to John Sproul a couple of weeks ago. He felt like Hagan had a chance to play at that spot. Another big leap and perfectly placed shot off the right hand of Taylor Crabb gives Long Beach State a 4-point lead. And Coach, getting back to the setting situation with Hagan Smith in there now, I wonder when Steve Odell comes back. Michael Beals has played well throughout this series. Do you go right back to Steve Odell as soon as he's healthy, or do you wait it out?
Well, personally, I would wait to see what he looked like in practice after this kind of layoff. I'd just go with the better player. Yeah, I never guaranteed somebody was going to come back and get their spot. I remember our last chance at championship, I had a great setter, but he sprained his ankle. And the new freshman came in, and we won 12 straight matches with him setting. So I wasn't about to switch setters just because the man came back. And he was playing well, but I was going with what brought us there at that point. But as soon as Hawaii beat us, we used to play to 30 in those days. No, we were to 25. 25-12, then I switched him out. So he didn't play in the finals.
Crabb once again deep into the corner.
Well, they've got to have the blockers bunch when Crabb is in the backcourt. Crabb's just looking at one blocker, and he can beat one blocker. He's just too good. So they have to bunch in the center of the court. The end blockers have to move in, only on Crabb.
At 14-10, Long Beach puts in Chris Van Vuren again. Orange Coast College player gets that one in. Hagan Smith with the dig. There's those libero chops. Albright hangs it up high, covered by Crabb. Stuff block, a three-man up there. Quiroga leading the charge from the right front.
Yeah, that was right into the middle of that three-man block, a low, hard shot. That doesn't work too well.
The right hand of Quiroga collects that kill, and now jump serve.
Oh, that is an amazing serve.
A little confusion on the Long Beach side as to who had that one.
Well, Sato did a good job of just getting that serve up. I mean, it was 15, 20 feet from the net, but it wasn't an ace. And Gonzalo really brought that one.
Different than set number 1. UCLA has not let things slip away from that timeout. They've come back and they're within 2. And that is not a hitting error either. That's the closest they've come, Coach.
Well, Page made a huge move to the pin and opened up the whole court. And he didn't have to hit the line on that one. He had plenty of court open.
Timeout on the floor, 15-12. Long Beach State leads here in set number 2. You mentioned the history that UCLA has had in this sport. Simply remarkable what they have done with men's collegiate volleyball. 19 championships. That's a number, Coach, I don't think we're ever going to see broken.
Well,
certainly inside this sport.
It was accomplished in 37 years. That's pretty tough. You know, John Sproul's the Olympic coach, and early in my career, I was the Olympic coach in 72, Pan Am coach in 71, and I was teaching full time, but the players recruited me. I didn't have to recruit the players because they wanted to come here. So I think it's a great plus for UCLA to have John Spurlock coach the Olympic team at the same time, because people will want to play with him and be on his team. So recruiting was easy in those days.
Yeah, it's definitely a recruiting advantage, and something that has been addressed in talks I've had with other head coaches around the league. But the other part of it, they said, was he's earned this opportunity. He's a great guy for the job. He's a perfect guy for the national team, and that's just part of it. He took on these 2 jobs, which is no small task, and any advantage he gains, he's earned.
Well, it took him 10 years at Irvine before, well, it took him about 5 years to build a talented team. And then once he got it, he really got it. 3 championships in the last 6 years of his tenure there. So he knows how to do it. Now, he only has one of his players on the floor right now. These are all players that Brian Rofer, my recruiting coordinator, recruited for UCLA right now. 4 of them from the same class.
You have to work with what you're given when you're a new coach. But how many years do you think till it's really his team?
Well, I think next year when this graduating class, 4 starters leave, it'll be all his guys will be in there. He'll have a red shirt in Beals. I redshirted him his first year. He'll be back for 1 more year. But then it'll be all his starters. It'll be a young team. A very talented team. So from what I heard, UCLA had the #1 recruiting class this year. So it should be a very talented group.
Dalton Ammerman collects his 5th kill, not having a great percentage performance, but Ammerman certainly contributing throughout the dial with defense. And Long Beach State's putting on a clinic. And there's Page hitting with some confidence off the top of the block, and if you're a UCLA fan, you like to see that.
Yeah, I like the job Hagen Smith is doing. He jump set the ball from 20 feet off the net, and he had the strength to get it out there easily.
Robert Page's 9th kill of this match. Boy, perfect pass. And unloading out of the back is Hammerman.
Yeah.
Crabb underneath. Dig by Quiroga. Boy, that ball is fast to the outside, Coach, coming right at us.
And there's that little hole, that 10-inch hole that 9-inch ball fits through, and Crabb sees it every time. Okay, this is the rally. Here we go. There's the hole. The middle blocker's got to go low seam and shut that down and get a deflection. And Crabb's just going to bounce it on the floor.
Taylor Crabb, 15 kills, hitting well into middle 600s. The Bruins have to do something about Taylor Crabb. And he's playing defense and serving and blocking besides. Another kill, 16 now for #4.
You know, UCLA has got to make a seam move. The in blocker's got to get it, or the middle blocker. It really doesn't matter. They're just going up and down. The seam is open, and Crabb is killing them with that shot.
Crabb is killing him, and he is pushing Long Beach out to a little bit of an advantage here. 4 points, 18-14, as UCLA calls their 2nd timeout. They're out of timeouts now.
That backslide, the problem with it is when Kirsten doesn't put the ball away, he has to block on the end. And so you had Kirsten blocking the end at 6'9", and Jackson Bannell, I don't know, he's listed probably at 6'1", having to block the middle. And that's a very unusual situation for both of those guys.
Monday, get caught up on everything that's been happening in Pac-12 sports with the Pac-12 Sports Report. We'll have all the latest scores, highlights, and interviews from around the conference. That's Pac-12 Sports Report Monday at 6 right here on Pac-12 Networks. Take a look at the Bruin blocking. They have been doing some blocking. It's 5.5 each right now, and Coach, they're going to need even more of this phase of the game.
Well, they are, because Long Beach won't make a hitting error. So they have to block. Long Beach hits the block or the court every time. They're hitting. I can't believe they're hitting under 300 for the season. The way they're hitting tonight, they're hitting probably around 400 at the moment. So let's hear. Here's the official stats. 397. Yeah, they're hitting around 400. UCLA's only hitting 241.
Who needs stats, Coach? We'll just go with your rough feel of the game. It's going to be on.
Yeah, I'm
right
within
on.
a few percentage points normally.
I like your guess there. Long Beach State, the 5th-ranked blocking team in the conference. UCLA down at number 8. And there they are again. Who is it? It's Crabb. Why not do it all?
See, Crabb just went over and blocked the quick hitter. He let Bantle alone on the right side. Just disregarded him and just committed on the middle.
Just a smart volleyball player, Taylor Crabb, putting on a show. Joust at the net, a weird-looking set off Kirsten. Page collects it over the top.
That's how he's getting his kills tonight, over the top.
UCLA within striking distance at 4 points, but they need a movement, and they need a move now, perhaps behind the jump serving of Robert Page.
Gonzalo is 3 servers away, so if he gets to the line, they'll have a shot.
Stuff block, that ball has to go, and it goes for a kill. Everything Taylor Crabb touches turns to gold.
Yeah, he is the best player in the country. He was last year. I think he's the best player in the country this year. Yeah, I wouldn't have him take many reps during the week at practice either. Save him. That's
Big
a
tough
shame.
Floater. Quiroga makes something out of it.
Yeah, Quiroga's very good at that too.
Is that the block or defense that's making an error?
Well, the
49?
defense didn't make a move. The left back didn't make a move. That ball wasn't hit with a lot of pace on it. So I think the defense has got to go after it. You know, the libero is, Sato doesn't have that much range because of his height. The guy in the left back should have made a move.
Sato with the cover. Quiroga straight down, but outside the lines.
See, that's the difference in this match. Long Beach is not making hitting errors. And, you know, UCLA's not making many hitting errors. They're mostly getting dubbed.
Off the block and out. You make a good point there, Coach. This appears to be a match where Long Beach State is taking it to UCLA, not UCLA giving it away.
No, Long Beach is just jigging everything. And right now they have at least 10 more digs than UCLA, which translates into more swings than UCLA. So even though, yeah, it's just all adding up for Long Beach right now.
Page picks up the dig there, could get a swing with Quiroga, and it's stuffed. The accurate left hand of Jeff Ornay.
I didn't like that approach that Quiroga had. He was standing inside the 3-meter line, expecting a better set, and that ball was set from 35 feet away.
Satterfield and Ornay up there together, but the left hand of Ornay stuffs the block. Gonzalo Quiroga will hit in the right front with his team facing a 2-0 deficit if they give up 3 more points here in set number 2. Quiroga inside the block.
So neither team has an ace. The passing here tonight has been pretty exceptional by both teams. Now, Quiroga was really serving hard last time. Another hard one. Crabb nails it.
Long Beach looks so efficient in service reception.
Albright is just having a field day. Those passes are so good. The Long Beach setter is just has all options open to him.
Doug again.
And again.
What a performance by the 49ers.
Now Mitch Stahl is into the game to give the front row attack a little boost and to add to the blocking. Number 7 for UCLA, in for Bantle.
Set point number 1, second set for the 49ers. Page on the outside. Nearly dug again. Crabb wants it back. Set point number 2 upcoming for the 49ers.
Yeah, I would say Crabb gets probably 80% of those hard balls hit right at him like that.
front row setter for the 49ers, Albright. Crabb in the back row. Rowe to serve.
Perfect pass again. A hitting error by Long Beach.
There you go, chalk it up, Ian Satterfield.
At set point in the second set, they make their first hitting error. I don't count blocks as errors. The official stats do, but blocks are blocks.
Third set point. Perfect pass, Sato. Dug by that back row, 17. Spencer Rowe. And off the block and out. Dalton Ammerman finishes off here set number 2, 25-20 in favor of his Long Beach State 49ers. A dominating performance thus far through 2 sets. They take set number 1, 25-16. Set number 2 goes 25-20, all Long Beach, looking to move up in the rankings. They're ranked at number 6, but if they 3-0 the number 2 team in the nation, you have to believe they'll be moving up nationally. Set 3 coming up, Long Beach looking for the sweep.
Just to be in Paulian, it's amazing to see all the banners, and you look up, you see all the national championships. The history we have, such great tradition. I feel like there's a standard that is set for us, and you have to play up to that standard. It's truly an honor to wear these 4 letters across my chest and playing with so many people. It's something I'll never forget in this lifetime.
Anderson spins in the lane.
Go Bruins.
Thanks, good old Tom. The Spectrum Plaza, 5024 North Oracle, and our newest location on 6305 East Broadway Boulevard.
Hey, get in! Punch it!
Let Quicken Loans help you save your money with a mortgage that's engineered to amaze.
Thanks, G.
Through 2 sets, the visiting Long Beach State 49ers have taken it to the home side, UCLA Bruins, 25-16 and 25-20. Hi, everybody. Kevin Barnett and Alice Gates taking you through this match. And, Coach, if you're John Sproul right now sitting on that sideline as you did just a couple of seasons ago, what do you say to your team after 2 sets of dominant volleyball from the 49ers?
Well, first of all, when Crabb's in the backcourt, you got to bunch your blockers in so they get more than 1 blocker against Crabb. He's hitting those pipes out of the back. He's hitting like 650. He's got 17 kills. You got to focus on him. The middle blocker has to know where he is and get ready to move. And both blockers have to close that low seam in the block. Crabb sees it every time, and he hits it every time. If you're not there, you've got to reach low into the seam with either one of them.
Okay, conversely, on the other side, if you are the former national team head coach Alan Knipe, back with this team's 2nd season, what do you say to them to keep them focused?
Oh, you tell them UCLA can come back at any minute. Just keep digging, keep scrambling. That's how we can tell you're playing hard. And they are playing hard. They're coming up with fantastic diving saves.
No doubt the stats after 2 sets in favor of Long Beach State, and they are earning it. This has been a match where Alan Knipe and his squad have absolutely taken control of the match. UCLA hasn't been giving them points. The Long Beach State 49ers have been taking them.
That's right. They're digging, and 1 hitting error in 2 sets is amazing. UCLA's blocked them 5 times, and they've only hit 1 ball out. They're hitting 384, and that's what happens when you don't have hitting errors. Now, UCLA doesn't have many hitting errors either, but they're getting dug. So Long Beach is getting such perfect passes off the digs and the serves that Albright can go anywhere.
Given what I've been told about this league by coaches throughout the league, in particular John Costi up there at Stanford, who you will see in action against BYU right here on Pac-12 Networks on Saturday night. He said it used to be the MPSF was a 2-point league. Felt like 2 points could go your way or not go your way. That would be the determining factor in the match. Right now he feels like it's a 1-point league, and maybe it's a match-to-match league. The transitive property of volleyball is getting a workout here. If Team A beats Team B and Team B beats Team C and so on and so forth, it's tough to figure out. Anybody can be defeated here in the top half of the MPSF any night.
Yeah, there's no undefeated teams. And there we go. Starts it out from the back again.
The Bruins at 7-1 have an exceptional record to start the season. They went on a 9-match win streak that began right around conference play. Alan Knipe and the Long Beach State 49ers are 5-3, but not playing like a nearly 500 team tonight. Crabb again, Sequeira with the scramble play keeps it alive. So Hagen Smith stays in at that center spot. And Quiroga, a cut shot. This match is going to get pushed a couple of sets. They'll need digs from Sequeira. They'll need good setting from Hagen Smith and shots like this from their #1 outside hitter.
You're looking at number 3 is in, Michael Fisher, starting at opposite in set 3. He's the 3rd freshman that John Spirais used at this position tonight.
Long Beach arrives on a 3-match win streak. They defeated #1 Pepperdine 3-2, defeated Stanford at Stanford 3-2. They went on to beat Pacific 3-0. They have since taken a week off before arriving at this match.
And Long Beach was picked by the coaches to come in #1 in the Mountain Pacific Sports Federation, this 13-team league that we're playing in right now. So with one starter gone and a veteran middle blocker to take.
This is a coordinated monthly test of the broadcast stations of your area. Equipment that can quickly warn you during emergencies is being tested. If this had been an actual emergency, such as a flash flood or severe storm, official messages would have followed the alert tone. This station serves the Tucson area. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
That doesn't go down as an ace. That's an overpass kill, right. But that's just as good as an ace.
Yeah, what I look at is the number of times he's served this season. He served way more than anybody else, and he wasn't their first server. So he scores. This is where they score on the serve, right here.
Junior national team athlete, setter position quite crowded at the next level. Quite crowded in the MPSF. Was going to dig another ball, but a net violation takes that away. So point UCLA back to within 1.
I like their controlled block. They're controlling the ball. That's why they're getting, with the block, that's why they're getting so many digs. They're taking a lot of heat off those spikes. It's coming easily to the backcourt. That was a dig.
Page steps in. Long Beach nearly picks it up.
That was a good rip by Page. He got his feet to the ball. Not the easiest thing to do for a 7-footer.
He's displayed excellent footwork this season, far better than 2013.
Yeah, well, you know what? He's getting stronger. It's hard for a 7-footer to come out right away as a freshman and light things up. I played him a lot as a freshman. He only hit about 199. And then the second year, we worked on his footwork. And now he's strong, and he's a good hitter now.
Another serve for Fisher, freshman out of Kailua, Hawaii. From Hawaii Bishop High School. Seen him a couple of times this season. Page tried to stop inside, but wasn't far enough.
He reaches outside, and he opens up the seam. He's got to reach into the seam.
Working down the line, a serve. Well placed by Taylor Crabb.
Yeah, they're supposed to be in a 4-man receive, but Robert Page bailed on this one.
A little bit of confusion. Page down that line. See if he's targeted once again. Stopped that time by Kirsten. So UCLA hangs in the rally and stays within 1.
Kirsten's the leading blocker so far for UCLA. Gets another one. Should be 3 for him now.
Averages 1.5 blocks, pardon me, 1.5 kills per set, but getting it done at the blocking position. Had 40 coming in. Overpass dug by Crabb. That one goes wide off the right arm of Ammerman. A missed opportunity for the 49ers.
One thing I noticed is Long Beach is picking up all of UCLA's dink shots.
Page has gone to this jump spin serve a couple of matches ago. Goes long. He wasn't a jump float before, and I kept wondering why the jump float with a guy that big and that athletic.
Yeah, I guess he wasn't having much success with it. That's the only reason you hit a jump float.
Aside from that last serve, it's looked pretty good off the hand of Robert Page.
And, you know, you hit a jump float if you can't hit a jump spin serve.
Does block for Long Beach, and this is one of the things that Long Beach has talked about is targeting the right player with the serve. They're not getting a lot of aces, but they're executing a scouting report and putting the ball where they want it to be.
Now there's 3 good passers in. The rookie is on the right sideline, the freshman. Let's see where they go. To the rookie.
The coaching staff at Long Beach saying that was one of the things Alan Knight brought back was the serving ideals and where to put it, how to target it. And they said at this point they almost have to ask their guys to be more aggressive. When was the last time you heard someone asking a male volleyball player to be more aggressive from the service line? But
That's
Long Beach
right.
is in that situation.
Yeah, they have a lot of balls that just put the passer in rhythm. A lot of serves like that. But you know, they're digging so well. There's a lot to be said for just getting the ball in play right now. Between the blocks slowing it down. You know why they're 5th in the league in blocking? They get so many controlled blocks as opposed to stuffs, and there's no stat for controlled blocks.
Overpass kill there, so Long Beach is getting it done. And the Long Beach bench, Andy Reid to Alan Knight's right, and then getting up and walking away there is Tyler Hillebrand in his 2nd season, but Andy Reid has been here 18 years, Alan Knight 11. Andy Reid says he's watched Alan as a player, watched Alan grow as a coach. It's really been a neat experience for Coach Andy Reid, who now is listed as volunteer assistant. He's a full-time teacher.
He's still a full-time teacher, and he's a volunteer this year, but he was a head coach while Alan Knight was coaching the national and Olympic team. He was the acting head coach at Long Beach. And he's been he was the head coach at Pepperdine for a couple of years, too. So
things looking quite similar to the last 2 sets. You go back to set number 1, it was at one point 11-5 Long Beach. In set number 2, it was 10-6. Now it's 11-7. So Long Beach has utilized a mid-set break each time to extend a little bit of a lead as Alan Knight has a conversation with his setter Connor Albright.
Well, this is the kind of match that UCLA played at Pepperdine a few matches ago. And then they recovered and just blew out SC three straight Sunday night. So I'd like, what they need to do is be able to turn around a bad night into a good night. So right now, if they could come back and win this 3rd set, it would be huge, because then they could believe they could win the match. I don't see that looking at their huddle right now. I don't see that in their faces right now.
A little bit of learning yet to be done for this UCLA squad as they have changed head coaches, changed philosophy, brought in new players, had some players leave in the past year. The past year and this year continuing to be very good for Taylor Crabb, particularly this match.
No, UCLA is a team that can go all the way. Long Beach is a team that can go all the way. Probably BYU is a team that can go all the way, and Pepperdine.
It seems like of the teams you've mentioned, Long Beach State is going to lean the most on their star outside hitter.
Yes, if somebody can shut Crabb down, they lose. But that doesn't happen very often.
But good luck with that. He has 19 kills. He's hitting .559 in this one as Long Beach collects another ace.
That was strange. Sequeira was moving his feet when he passed that ball. That is very difficult to do.
That is the 2nd ace for the Long Beach State 49ers. Also a bunch of overpasses, and so far 0 aces for the #1 serving team in the MPSF, UCLA. Quiroga with the kill, and now trying to generate a little emotion and a little fire is Spencer Rowe.
I'll tell you, it's a problem for Sequeira to have 3 different people in there passing next to him. And all of them are freshmen, and he, you know, it's easier to pass with the same guy next to you, as you know, Kevin.
Volleyball, an unspoken communication game. Takes so long to adjust to the players that are around you, the systems that you are in. Certainly, despite the success UCLA has had in this young season, coming in at 10-2, they are still in the midst of growing and learning John Speraw and his system. John has brought his 4 pillars to this program from his Irvine days. I think 4 ideas you can put in any program as Quiroga runs that one down, and it did go outside the antenna both times it crossed the net, perfectly legal.
You know, I
comes
thought,
right back, not rattled at all. Coach, I wanted to get to those pillars because I think they're good stuff from John Speraw for UCLA. So they are effort, your team is family, respect for your opponent, and personal responsibility. Those things apply not only to sports but to life. Exactly.
You're trying to make men out of these players, and by the time they leave the program, you want them to be men. And this is how you teach.
13-10, UCLA with a chance.
I did the same thing, but it was kind of a survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest technique.
More Darwin.
Yes.
Put them in the primordial swamp and see who crawls out.
And they became men.
They serve, and a little bit of floor maintenance going to go on. Players getting sweaty. Don't want anyone jumping on a wet floor. I've seen that in Poland, and it is ugly.
You know,
the floor is slippery.
There was a time when they wouldn't let you wipe off the floor. You had to wear towels and wipe it off yourself. And they give you this little towel. You could be in a gym humid. You could be playing in Cuba with no air conditioning. You'd have this little towel.
Oh, I've been there with no air conditioning in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Stuff serve, stuff block at UCLA, and now the Bruins within 1. Maybe they will pick up this set, coach, and regain some confidence.
Is at the service line, and the timeout will not freeze Gonzalo. He will come back and serve tough.
He is notorious for picking up an ace or easy overpass out of a timeout.
I've seen him make an error from time to time, but not very often. And if he gets a good toss, he will go for the ace.
Now UCLA trailing by just 1, but they do trail 2 sets to none off 25-16, 25-20 scores in favor of Long Beach State. Kevin Barnett and Al Skates bringing you the action as we look at the Mountain Pacific Sports Federation standings. Now this does feature Pac-12 teams. You'll notice a bunch of teams that do not participate in the Pac-12 in other sports. That includes Long Beach State and the likes of Pepperdine, UC Santa Barbara, but this is for men's volleyball, the conference. BYU leading, UCLA in 2nd place. Pepperdine, then Long Beach State. And really, Coach, when I look at this group up here, haven't heard a lot about Hawaii, but you have to believe with their record all the way down to Stanford, this is an unknown as to who will be atop the conference at the end of the year.
Well, the conference champion is the one that gets the automatic to the 6 teams that go to Loyola of Chicago. So you have to win the conference tournament, and any of the top 8 teams are capable of winning the conference tournament. The bottom 5 teams don't get in the conference tournament. So all you have to do, when we won in 2006, we were the 8th team in the conference tournament because we started out very poorly. Yet we became conference champions and got the top seed in the NCAAs.
You guys are the New York Giants at that point, coming back and winning the Super Bowl when you had more or less a 500 season.
Well, he went for the ace and he missed it.
There's that rare miss from Gonzalo Quiroga as UCLA picked up their first ace during that last service run. They now have 1 ace on 8 errors. Not the usual numbers for the Bruins.
Well, we'll see Gonzalo at the service line again before this set is over.
At the service line now, number 11, Chris Van Buren. And he is now 1 for 3.
1 over the net for 3 you're talking about.
Spencer Rowe back to serve. Rowe with 4 kills, but only 5 attempts. Good pass from Sato across the net, but right up on top, and Ornay is the beneficiary.
See,
15 for Long Beach State. They are 10 points away from a sweep over the number 2 ranked UCLA Bruins.
Friday, it's Pac-12 women's basketball. After pulling off a huge upset over Stanford, Washington is primed to continue its winning streak in Boulder against Colorado. Coverage starts Friday at 5:30.
I'm Al McCoy, and I use and I recommend Ace Home Services. They're the experts for all your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. When you have a plumbing problem, call Ace. Shazam! They can handle anything from a leak to installing a new water softener system. There's never an extra charge for after hours, overtime, the weekend, or a holiday. I trust my place with Ace.
Trust your place with Ace.
Saturday, it's a hoops triple header on Pac-12 networks, and it all kicks off at 11:30 with the pregame show. Then at noon, Cal collides with Washington in Seattle, followed by Utah taking on Jordan Adams and the explosive UCLA Bruins. Then at 4, Stanford goes head-to-head with Washington State. Live coverage starts Saturday at 11:30 only on Pac-12 networks. Be sure and tune in for that. Here we have gotten all we can handle for the Long Beach State 49ers. It has been a lot to watch and take in. If you are a fan of defensive volleyball, you have enjoyed the side in black.
Yes, and if you're a fan of watching a great hitter in action, watch Taylor Crabb, number 4 for Long Beach. 19 kills, 35 swings, hitting .543, has not made a hitting error tonight.
Simply amazing. 6 feet tall, the reigning player of the year. And UCLA is going to need some momentum. They rely pretty heavily on their service pressure. It just hasn't been there tonight.
Well, what they have to do is start setting Gonzalo Quiroga. Gonzalo's having a nice night. He's hitting .364. He just hasn't gotten enough sets yet.
Sato nearly running that one down. Good double block, but kill for UCLA. They remain within 1.
Now Gonzalo's in the left front. He has 11 kills and 22 swings. 3 errors, which is a very good night. They've been going to Page quite a bit, 32 sets, only hitting .250. 2 service errors in a row, and a float serve at that.
Too many errors for UCLA. 1 ace, 9 errors. Eric Insing in to serve, number 24. Freshman, 6'8", out of Valencia, California. Hits a good one in the deep corner. Gonzalo Quiroga pops that one over. Ball is tight to the net.
Oh, good save by Bannell.
Quiroga throws it down. So UCLA in that rally matching Long Beach dig for dig.
You know, Quiroga was all the way over to the right sideline participating in a 3-man block. See, he's over here, 3-man block. Now he's going to get the dig. He can't even make it outside, but he jams it through that little hole. Very nice.
Good vision by Gonzalo Quiroga out of San Juan, Argentina, from a incredible volleyball family in that country. His brother on the national team now, his father and uncle with national team experience and professional players. What beautiful set, Albright. But the UCLA block is there. Kirsten with Smith.
Hagen Smith fired up.
Check that row up there with Smith.
Okay, there's the block. Okay, number 22, Hagen Smith, 3rd string center in the game. Jamming for the point.
Puts it down, and UCLA has the lead.
He's firing these guys up. He's a spark plug. Long Beach, timeout.
First lead of the match for the Bruins. And Dad's still taking pictures. He hasn't moved.
He's very calm. One thing that St. John was so good at is when things weren't going well, he absorbed everything. He said, my fault, my fault. Give a guy a perfect set, he'd hit the wall with it. My fault, bad set. He'd give people confidence, very calm. Except when I'm beating him in golf.
Just had to get that in there, didn't you, Coach?
No, he's even pretty calm then. All right, here we go. Jammed it. I like the way he went up with his left hand like he was going to set it. Very deceptive.
Hagen Smith just 6 feet tall. John Sproul still quite calm. This is a process coach. This is not a coach to get riled up whether you're winning or losing. This is a guy with the long view.
That's right. That's right. And right now, UCLA is hitting in the 300s for the first time tonight. Started out 188, 265 in the second set, and now they're finally hitting what their average is. They're the #1 hitting team in the MPSF.
And I would look at the upcoming schedule for the Bruins. They will play Cal State Northridge, then Pacific. So 2 of the weaker matches that they have inside. Although don't sleep on the Matadors, a good team this season. Stanford, then at Hawaii. That will be a long trip. So you see Stanford here on Pac-12 Networks matching up with the Bruins. But right now, they are looking to get back in this match. They trail 2 sets to none, but have their first lead of the entire match and of this 3rd set. Little paintbrush going down for Taylor Gregory.
It's amazing that Stanford, Long Beach, is hitting in the low 100s, and UCLA's hitting over 400. But Stanford's had 6 more swings because of their digging, and it's even. Spencer Rowe buries one. Oh, Long Beach, excuse me. I said Stanford, I meant Long Beach State,
You're thinking ahead.
Course.
You're thinking ahead. Tip shot, Quiroga with the second contact, put over by Sequeira. Crabb making a kill out of nothing there.
You know, he's so cagey. He's just so cagey. He's looking at the block all the time. And he doesn't hit the ball really hard unless there's one blocker up, and he crushes it. Or, of course, that seam in the block. If he sees that, he'll crush it, too.
Ammerman with a tough serve.
Left-hander can bring that in, Bamel.
Boy, misconnection once again between the middle and Albright.
Good dig, good up.
Quick to the outside, not covered. So finally, UCLA stops Taylor Crabb.
Both teams are blocking well. That's 9 blocks for UCLA, and Long Beach has 9 blocks also.
Coach, that's the first time Taylor Crabb has been stopped or hit the ball out.
Yeah, it's a stuff, and he still hasn't had a hitting error. He's been stuffed once, and he's hit the block like 20 times.
Opportune moment for UCLA, and perfect timing as their best server steps back to the line. They have a 1-point lead, 5 points from getting back into this match.
And Taylor Crabb is in the left front. Readily available.
Readily available for some offense for the 49ers.
Yeah, that ball is just so inside the block. Has to be done. He turns his whole body wrist away. Has great range. Jump float serve into the net. Boy, that's a bad time to have an error.
Gregory, the redshirt sophomore, mentioned what a fantastic 2013 he had. He was all MPSF, an honorable mention, all freshman team MPSF, led the nation in blocks, but needed to put that ball in. Back row, Ammerman. Boy, if Dalton Ammerman gets healthy and can play like that more often, now you have some balance with Crabb.
Yeah, he sprained his ankle against Hawaii a few matches ago, but he's looking plenty healthy right now.
Comes from another volleyball family, the Ammermans out there in Colorado. His mother, father, and sister all play, as well as his brother Ryan, who plays professionally, but spinning the year here. right now helping out UCI. A serve for Long Beach State.
Ryan was a All-American at UCI, his older brother Ryan.
He's having some back issues, so he's here in the States for this season, but hopes to return to his professional career shortly. In the meantime, helping out his alma mater, the Anteaters, and undoubtedly enjoying watching his brother get back to action here and watching Long Beach take apart UCLA through 2 sets. This one competitive, just a 1-point lead for the 49ers as we look at their upcoming schedule. They will be at UC Santa Barbara, a tough match. I can't figure out UC Santa Barbara this year. They win some, they lose some, but they're always tough. Then the defending national champs, UC Irvine, followed by UCSD, Stanford, and Pacific.
Well, if you're playing in Rob Gym, yeah, you're gonna experience something there. You better have good eyesight. Those lights are the dimmest lights in the conference.
Even Rick McLaughlin, head coach at UCSB, says, can we get some new lights in that building, please?
If I was him, I'd keep them at their current wattage, 20-watt lights in the ceiling.
I think they're using refrigerator bulbs up there. Pulling them out of the units and putting them in the roof. All right, the men's volleyball season is just heating up, and don't miss a moment of the action here on Pac-12 Networks. 19 matches are happening this season. Saturday, the number 8 Stanford Cardinal takes on number 4 BYU live in Maples Pavilion. That's Saturday at 7 on Pac-12 Networks. I will be in-house along with Kevin Wong for that one. Looking forward to seeing the BYU Cougars. And the Stanford Cardinal, a different team with MPSF Player of the Week Eric Mahalski stepping in at the opposite spot.
Well, he was a starter last year. I couldn't figure out why he was on the bench early in the season. Must have practiced poorly or something.
And for BYU, another fabulous Taylor. We have Taylor Crabb here tonight. It's Taylor Sander for BYU.
That's right. Albright, their best serve, Long Beach's best server at the line.
Working on the freshman Bennell, who will get the swing. You can't tip on the 49ers. Quick to the outside, Crabb. Quiroga out of the back row. You said to get the ball to Quiroga.
Absolutely.
Smith doing just that.
You know, that was almost a handoff because Smith was on the 3-meter line. Quiroga was 2 feet away from him on that route. Timing has to be quite good in that situation.
Deuces on the board. Number 1 back to serve. Opportune time to pick up a stuff block.
Hagen Smith jumping high. Hagen was an outside hitter at Loyola High School. So he's playing 3 positions here at UCLA.
Wake up, Zoe Nightingale. This is exciting volleyball. Come on.
Beautiful stuff.
Zoe Nightingale from the women's team. Let's get her some coffee. This is an exciting match right now. UCLA 23, Long Beach 22. Tough serve.
Bannell ripped one. Crabb saved it, barely.
Perfect pass, Quiroga. Page.
Oh, Page handled that low inside set quite well. Took a lot off it, just wanted to keep it in play and got a kill.
Set point 1 for the Bruins. Bring out the big heads. Here we go.
Bannell ripped that last serve. He got his first one in at about 80%. Made a good toss and hit 100% down the line. Hit Crabb in the chest. He kept it in play.
Does Bannell go for it or does he dial it back?
He doesn't dial it back. If it's a good toss, you rip it.
You heard the coach.
Rip it, baby.
Set point opportunity for the freshman.
That was 90%.
But a miss. So UCLA needed just 1 set point to close it out. They took their first lead of the match, and they take their first set of the match here in set 3. 25-22 over the 49ers. We will go 4 and see if UCLA can repeat their set 3 performance. More volleyball here on Pac-12 in a moment.
Appreciate it, man. I'm a big fan.
Me too.
This one goes out to a couple friends of mine.
When cold refreshment calls, Coors Light answers. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Let Quicken Loans help you save your money with a mortgage that's engineered to amaze.
Thanks, G.
You want to save some time? The next time you rent a DVD, don't bother rewinding it. The way I see it, it's the next guy's problem.
Oh, Larry.
She thinks I'm crazy. Mm-hmm. But would a crazy person save 15% on car insurance in just 15 minutes?
15 minutes for a quote is crazy. With Esurance, 7.5 minutes could save you on car insurance. Welcome to the modern world. Esurance, backed by Allstate.
In a tightly contested third set, it was UCLA who stepped to the table. At the end, behind the strong service of Jackson Bennell, they take it 25-22 and keep themselves in this match. They trail 2-1 to the Long Beach State 49ers. Kevin Barnett and Al Skates bringing you through this match as we head to a fourth set. And Coach, what does that set 3 victory mean for the Bruins psyche?
It means they found a setter in this Hagen Smith who's firing the team up. He's going to Gonzalo Quiroga and they're connecting. And he's making gutsy sets like this Bick to Quiroga from 2 feet away when he was 10 feet off the net. Takes a guts for a freshman to do that, who's been practicing as a libero up to probably 2 weeks ago.
So the second time a player named Smith has worn the number 22 and graced Pauley Pavilion at the setter spot.
Yeah, it's been a long time since Dad played in '79, but Hagen looks like a player to me.
If you could have just hung on. 2 more years. 2 more years, Coach.
50 and done, baby. That's enough.
There is St. John Smith, beach volleyball legend, and his son, Hagen Smith, getting it done for the Bruins. He remains in here in set number 4.
Well, Gonzalo was on fire that set. The Bruins hit 423, and the 49ers hit 114, and yet the score was closer than those stats indicate. 25-22. That's because Long Beach was still digging a lot of balls and getting more swings than UCLA. So, but Long Beach made a few uncharacteristic hitting errors. Let me talk about swings. They had 35 swings and UCLA only had 26.
UCLA carrying the momentum into point number 1. You saw the fire from Spencer Rowe midway through that set. He's known for that, an intense, fiery competitor, and he brought a little bit of life back to the Bruins side.
Well, Spencer is 6 kills in 7 attempts tonight. So, oh, Gonzalo gets an ace.
Ace serve, Gonzalo Quiroga. That's just the second ace for the UCLA Bruins.
And Sato got that ball high above the navel and couldn't handle it.
Just the second ace. This is a team that averages 1.5
another.
How about back-to-back?
Boy, he had him on his heels with that first one and timed that off-speed shot, took everything off it, hit about 12 feet from the net for the ace. Back-to-back aces.
Page high off the hands, chased down by Sato. Smith to Quiroga.
Quiroga came flying in from 30 feet off the net, fast and late. It's hard to line up a hitter when they come in fast and late. Timeout, Long Beach.
Gonzalo Quiroga willing his team, throwing the big Bruin on his back and pulling it forward here in set 4. They lead 4-0.
And Gonzalo will be at that service line a couple more times here tonight. Beautiful save by Sato. Nice set by Albright. And Crabb just keeps that one in play. But there's the hole in the block, and he sees it. Quiroga nails it.
Quiroga comes into tonight averaging .51 aces per set. picks up back-to-back efforts in this service session. He is second nationally to Taylor Sander, who you heard us mention earlier, playing for BYU, although they are in a statistical dead heat for that lead.
Yeah, I think there's 1/100th of a service ace between him here. But he picked up 2 against SC on Sunday night, and he's already at 2 tonight, so he'll be moving up. And he's going to have 3 more. He'll be at the line twice more this set here. Well, the Bruins have turned it around under the setting of Hagen Smith.
And the hitting percentage has changed under that new setting.
Yeah, they hit 300 in set 3. The first set tonight, they hit 188, 265, and 423 in the third set. That's the first set that Hagen Smith played the entire set. Number 22.
Hagen Smith and the Bruins back on the floor, and Gonzalo Quiroga back to the service line. 2 aces already.
They're in a 4-man receive now.
Overpass, and that could have been a net violation. Boy, very close. Spencer Rowe, I thought I saw that right hand on the tape.
Huge follow through by Spencer. Looked like he had his forearm over the net there. Oh, boy, that was a close one.
Let's look back one play ago. Here is in the middle row.
Well, I guess the ball hit the net. Big follow through though. That's dangerous. The referee. Oh,
a miss there, nearly saved by Page.
4 hits.
We're going to call 4 contacts, although Rowe didn't touch it.
I thought Rowe whiffed on that one, so that was not a contact. There was 3 hits on the play, but
I'd be surprised if they get this one back. If it goes to a replay, if Spencer Rowe simply says, "Well, I didn't touch it," I don't think you're getting that one back.
She said Spencer touched it. So, okay, let's see. Okay, we'll count 1, 2. I don't know. He might have touched it.
He may have touched it. He may not. It matters not. UCLA with the quick side out back once again. So 5-2. Now 6-2 the lead for UCLA.
Long Beach goes back to a 3-man receive now with Quiroga off the line.
Dig by Smith, playing D in that right back. Outside to Page quickly. Smith, another diving save. Tight to the net. Emmerman covers himself.
Crabb makes a great dig off that Bick. He makes another attempt, but can't keep that one in control.
Rally of the match. How important is it to win those long rallies, Coach, for momentum?
Well, just psychologically, it's wonderful. If you're groveling back there, diving, splintering the boards, and you somehow manage to win the rally, just fires you out.
Man, I hope they're not ruining too many boards. This place is only 1 year old. Miss serve by Rowe. Now UCLA misserved there, but they have the early advantage 7-3. First time they have leapt to an advantage in this match. It's been all Long Beach early in the sets.
Well, what's happening is the block is closing the seam on Crabb. So Crabb is hitting a solid block now for the first time tonight. And also they're on Crabb on the Bick. They're bunching in.
Page looking for the line, can't find it.
You just can't miss the block like that. You've got to challenge the block.
Taylor Crabb, nothing short of exceptional. Leads all scorers, 21 kills and 23 points overall. Kirsten goes long, but a touch call. Bert Fuller all over it, the down referee.
Yeah, that was slow enough to see. He eased up on that one, just tapped it off the top.
Jackson Bennell, who keyed the run at the end of set 3 for the Bruins. Back once again, the lefty. He'll serve from left to right.
Oh my, just missed that one.
Long-time linesman Marvin Hall all over it.
Oh yeah. Righteous call.
Satterfield. Inside the block dug by Crabb. Crabb once again in that left back. Trying to put it through that time was Smith, but it does not go. Coach, tell me about Crabb playing left back here and Sato in the middle back.
Yeah, it's Crabb is exceptional left back, but I'm not. See, I don't like the libero in the middle back because Crabb doesn't get as good an approach on his transitions for the Bick from the left back because he's shortened up, particularly if he has to cover a dink shot. So I don't like it very much personally. I like to have my top hitter like Quiroga or Crabb playing middle back so they get more opportunities to hit those Bicks in transition.
Certainly with the defensive capability of Taylor Crabb, I don't think you're giving up much putting him in the middle back. Satterfield looking for the line. He goes wide. UCLA up by 4 here in set 4.
Now look for Quiroga to come over and help out against the quick hitter and leave Satterfield alone on this next play. That way they should get 2 blockers on the outside hitter. Let's see if they do that. Yes, they do. Oh my goodness. Did you see what happened there?
Right through the seam.
They had Kirsten block on the end on that play, and Quiroga committed on the quick hitter. It should have been a solid 2-man block. There was a little seam.
Page tries to tip, but you can't when the guy across from you jumps 50. Taylor Crabb hanging in the air.
Yeah, this is the one position where Page has to hit a D, and that set wasn't high enough for him. He needs a high set.
Quiroga fast from Smith and puts it right off the face of Taylor Gregory.
He loves to get kills like that, and he just jams it in there.
The way this is going, it may turn into a Quiroga versus Crabb matchup. That's how it's been for about the last set.
Yeah, at first UCLA was going to Page quite a bit when Beal was in there, and he had twice as many sets as Quiroga at one point. See, that block is getting better.
Stuff block uncovered. Again, Crabb with a lot of help out of that left front blocking spot.
He poaches. He gets in there and helps out against the quick hitter quite a bit. Both teams are doing the same thing. When the D hitter makes an error, they're forgetting about the D hitter the next play, and they're putting the left side blocker all the way over in the middle of the court on the quick hitter. It's working.
3-1, the run for the 49ers. Down the line and in.
That was a good solid hit. That's the set that Page likes, the higher set on the D. Watch how that, yeah, he likes that high one. Gives him time to unwind that big 7-foot frame.
Hagen Smith trying to hit that one back over, gets a double contact.
Yeah.
You can't cover your own swing if you hit it into the net.
That's right. Good idea there. Okay, do they repeat here to the quick hitter? He just got stuffed last time, but he was unstoppable up to that point.
Fast overhead, one-on-one, Crabb with the stuff. And this is perhaps, of all the remarkable things he does at 6 feet tall, he is a proficient blocker.
Yeah, he has 0.7, and that 0.7 blocks a set. And for a left side blocker, that's a good number. That's a real good number. You can see he gets his shoulders above the net. He uses a swing block, takes 2 steps, gets good elevation, quick off the floor.
Yeah, just the quickness. Cat-like, and you mentioned Poppy, Samuel Poppy of Italy, very much in the mold of Taylor Crabb. Crabb has 23 kills and 11 digs, but that same sort of cat-like speed and reflexes.
I think Crabb has better hops than Poppy did.
And Poppy has him by maybe an inch or 2, about 6'2", Poppy, but no bigger than that. But he used to move around the court. I think he used to change in rectangles, 90-degree angles only for Samuel Poppy.
Yeah, he was a really good passer with a lot of range.
And he could block as well.
Perfect pass.
And over the top. Boy, what a masterful performance so far by Connor Albright. Really like what he's doing with the offense.
Yeah, those are the two stars, Crabb and then Albright for Long Beach.
Crabb now at the service line. Placement on Page.
See that serve that Crabb has, I said he does everything exceptionally well, but serve. That serve is just perfect rhythm for a passer to me. It's not enough heat, and it comes so true because it's spinning, but not enough heat to do anything, even if it's in the seam. So if he can up that, he would have all the tools. He'd be a 5-tool player.
Tyler Hillebrand, assistant coach, said we want pace and direction given to the ball, but don't forget about the pace.
Yeah.
The team forgetting about the pace, perhaps, when it comes to hitting the right spot if you're a Long Beach State server. UCLA has been without their normal pace from the service line. Quiroga has picked it up as of late. Hammerman looking for hands. Quiroga with the scoop. Quick covered. Quiroga tips it and it goes down.
That is
a
very rare for a dink shot to go down against this Long Beach team. They have such great coverage. That was well placed by Quiroga.
UCLA finds themselves in a unique spot. They are leading at 15 here in set 4. Perhaps it's a new match. Can we go 5? They have to win set 4 first.
I'm Steve Alford, head basketball coach at UCLA, and you're watching the Pac-12 Networks. Go Bruins!
In the world of TV entertainment, there are those who enjoy the thrill of victory and others who suffer the agony of CenturyLink. While Cox customers revel in more great features, CenturyLink flops because only Contour from Cox gives you a DVR that records 6 HD shows at once and stores up to 1,000, and you get personal show recommendations. So avoid the agony of CenturyLink. The thrill of victory is waiting at Cox.com. Only Cox can.
Fiat lovers rejoice. It's Bellissimo at Larry H. Miller Fiat in Avondale and Tucson. During Bellissimo, lease a Fiat 500 for just $149 a month. This is one of the lowest payments on a new car anywhere. And this is not just any car we're talking about here. This is the fashion-forward Fiat 500. Come in and lease yours today for just $149 a month. Hurry, this is a limited-time offer on the hottest car in town. Enjoy Bellissimo. Going on now at Larry H. Miller Fiat Avondale and Larry H. Miller Fiat Tucson.
15-12 over the Long Beach State 49ers, but trailed 2-1. Welcome back to Pac-12 men's volleyball. As we look at Brad Keller, assistant coach for UCLA. He's sitting there next to Andrea Becker, and he's sitting in a wheelchair where he has been since just before Christmas. He was rehearsing with his jump rope performance group for a holiday show. Name of the group is Ropes Afire. In the middle of his signature double Dutch sequence, he landed, broke both feet in one jump. Al skates, and he's been stuck in that chair for quite some time, although finally 2 walking boots, maybe some progress.
That was good reporting on the jump rope scene. I'm naming the routine. I thought that was excellent.
He was, in fact, jumping rope, did land and break both feet. That is all true. Said doctors don't believe him. They don't believe what happened. They don't believe his story. They're not buying it. They think he left something out. What that is, we still don't know. But Brad Keller injured, and his mom, I think, getting taxi cab fare nowadays all around Los Angeles, but that perhaps coming to an end soon. In any case, the UCLA Bruins have rebounded here and stood themselves up out of a wheelchair position through the first 2 sets, and they are now leading 16-13. Brad Keller in there with Nils Nielsen and Andrea Becker.
Let's see if they go to Crabb here out of the middle back. He's in the backcourt. He's hitting .477, 22 kills and 44 attempts, only 1 error.
I'm not sure where that ball was intended to go. It looked like it might go outside.
Well, Crabb was running kind of that X-Bic with some distance, and the middle might have picked it off. Let's see. Here he comes. There comes Crabb. I think it was a big set to Crabb, but the middle's got to hit everything he can reach. He's trained to do that.
That ball tight to the net. Covered by Sato. Hammerman works it off the block. Good footwork, step back move from number 10.
Yeah, that block wasn't well formed. Both hands have to penetrate over the net. Vandal usually does a good job, but not that time.
Boy, nice defensive play. Impressive with the hands. Ian Satterfield on that one.
Yeah, they do it. They do it in all different ways. They grovel, they dive, they slide, they slap, they get it done.
Strong service from Satterfield, handled by UCLA. Satterfield will get the attempt, but he's stuffed. Page and Kirsten.
See, they've tightened that low seam up. Long Beach was making a living on that low seam, and both blockers are making an effort to close it now.
Boy, Hagen-Smith making some good moves at just 6 feet tall himself. Long Beach workmanlike for that point.
Yeah, it's a shame they had to, Kirsten had to put that ball over the net. That seemed to be a wasted dig, just giving him a free ball like that, but he was in an awkward position.
Gregory earned that kill with a whole bunch of approaches. Now more floor maintenance going on.
You know, I've been watching Crabb transition from the left back to the pipe. He still gets in rhythm and runs his routes from the left back. Extremely difficult. You have to be very quick to do that.
I see quite often he's making defensive plays into the middle of the court anyway.
That's right. That's right. He does that. He has a lot of range. Sato is by the back line a lot of times, and when there's a solid block, he gets deep. So Crabb really helps out.
Quiroga, perfect swing. Nice fast delivery that time. So maybe now Hagen-Smith and Gonzalo Quiroga in rhythm, a set and a half, 2 sets in.
Yeah, when he first came in the second set, he wasn't giving him the fast set that he likes. He was just trying to make a decent hittable set. But now he's giving him exactly what he wants, and he needs to go to him more. Because, you know, he's moving up to 400 now for the evening. I don't know why he doesn't hit it.
Nope, he's going to get called over. And that's one of the things. If you don't hit it on top of that net and show the referee it's on your side, you risk this call.
Yeah, you should just slap the back of the ball with a lateral motion. That way the ref doesn't see you reach over. It's just too slow to go and block with 2 hands. Hit the ball, hit the back of the ball. I don't even think it was over, but it just looks suspicious.
Often gets called that way. Will it cost UCLA? We'll see. Nope. Gonzalo Quiroga cleans up the very next point, and UCLA is 5 away from pushing this match to 5. Hagen-Smith rotates into the back row. UCLA at full strength. Quiroga along with Bantle, and in the middle, Spencer Rowe. Good communication going on here. Watch the block. All tight for Crabb. Quiroga, OT.
There was a touch on Sato on that play. Now Quiroga had that high set that he doesn't like, but he dealt with it on that play.
Coach, where earlier we saw Long Beach kind of outworking UCLA, it almost looks like that has changed. Long Beach still with a high level of play, but UCLA now matching them in digs and making smart transition attacks.
Well, what happened earlier in the first 2 sets particularly is UCLA was leaving holes in their block, and there's no defender that's going to be in that hole. But now that they've got a tighter block, all of a sudden the digging is happening.
A play like that happening on that last play, Coach, getting a touch as we look back 1 play ago. Quiroga, chip shot inside, and now here's what you're talking about.
That a touch on the ball slowed it down, and the dig was made.
It was the left hand of Jackson Bannell just enough into the seam.
Yeah, they have to, if there's a hole in the block, both blockers are responsible for going low seam but getting over the net. That's a crucial thing. Low seam. So the digging, you know, as a coach, I've got to tell you, 37 years, 19 championships, I didn't ever work on digging. I only worked on the block, because if the block was good, the digging was good. It's easy to line up behind a good block. But when you have holes in the block, it's awful tough to dig a ball.
Alan Knife sends his Long Beach State 49ers back to the floor, trailing by 4, but carrying a 2-1 advantage. Taylor Crabb has been nothing short of expectations. 24 kills on 48 swings, just 1 error. Just 1 time he has been blocked. He has 15 digs and a whole slew of blocks to go with it. 28 points for the 6-foot outside hitter, reigning player of the year, national player of the year. But they're kind of going away from him right now, Coach. I haven't seen him get the ball quite as much in the last few plays.
Well, Satterfield's was hitting minus 107, so he needed a kill. And he needs to get back in the game. But he's still hitting minus. I'm surprised Crabb doesn't have way more sets. I agree with you, by the way.
Overpass, Crabb chooses to pass it. Here he gets an opportunity and chops it down. Not a perfect opportunity, but a little hang and bang.
He had a huge hole. Huge. He faces the line. He brings Quiroga all the way over the line with both hands, opening up a huge hole.
So UCLA has to get their blocking in order if they're going to close this out. They are 4 points away. Can they do it? More set 4 after this.
Let Quicken Loans help you save your money with a mortgage that's engineered to amaze.
Thanks, G.
What is it? Is it what she wears? How he speaks? Is it her timing? This guy's idea of a good time? Or that one time he did that? Is it because she's a woman? Come on now. How about those moves, those looks, his style? Is it because they scare us, surprise us, make us uncomfortable? Like, really uncomfortable? Whatever it is, you know it when you see it. Here's to being one of a kind.
The UCLA Bruins lead here in set 4 over the Long Beach State 49ers, although the 49ers carry a 2-1 advantage. A big part of the resurgence here for UCLA has been the play of Gonzalo Quiroga. 19 kills, hitting over 400 owl skates.
And there's 2 aces in a row we just saw, and he's just hitting a variety of shots to beat the block. Right now it's Taylor Crabb versus Gonzalo Quiroga, and they're both on fire.
There's those 19 kills to go with 10 digs, and the 3 aces that UCLA has as a team all off of the right arm of number 23. He'll get it right now, but it's long. So UCLA going to the right place, but not having success on that play, and a quick timeout by John Speraw, right back.
You know, Gonzalo played left side from the time he was 8 years old until he was 17 when he came to UCLA. He never played on the right side. So his first season, I tried to play him on the right side, and he just wasn't very good hitting from the right side.
Other action around the MPSF. Something happened in Northern California. Stanford finishes off Pacific quickly, 3-0. Of course, the last year for Pacific volleyball, they're having a rough one. But out there doing their best. Stanford looking like the top 10 team that they are in that 3-0 victory. And we will update the standings for you now. Stanford with that victory at 5-4 in conference. And there's a log jam in there. Teams with 5 wins. Long Beach State with a victory here tonight could separate themselves and say, hey, we belong with the Pepperdines of the world, and also up near UCLA. It could be part of that top 4 group. And on Saturday, we will see BYU taking on Stanford and see if Stanford can continue to carry that momentum they've had with Eric Mahalski going in at that opposite spot. They picked up a good win over UC Irvine, the defending national champions, back on Saturday afternoon. That was a quick turnaround. Both teams having played on Friday night, they turned around and played Saturday afternoon in what was a fun match, a 3-0 for Stanford, but a close match throughout.
Well, I don't think it's a problem now that we've gone to rallying scoring. It's not an endurance event like it used to be, where matches last 3 hours and 30 minutes. I mean, a long match will last 2 hours.
Well, we've gotten a longer match than we've seen recently. A lot of 3-0s going on in these matches here on Pac-12. Right now, we're in the 4th set. Long Beach State won the first 2. UCLA came back with the 3rd, and they lead here in the 4th. But Long Beach with a chance. Albright quickly to Crabb.
Not enough heat on that one.
There's the push through.
Jammed right through the block at Quiroga.
We're tied, 21-all.
Crabb is just running away with this set here.
First tie of this first set. UCLA had a 4-0 lead to start the set. Will it be Long Beach that comes back and pulls the victory?
Gonzalo, the last set he had, it was outside the antenna. He had to just keep it in play.
Quiroga still on that right side. Roll with nobody in front of him.
Beautiful set right in the gap between the two blockers, and fast. Nobody had a chance to get there. Watch how fast this is. The in blockers thinks it's a go to the left side hitter. He just ran right by the set.
Both teams playing block and defense, but eventually the number 4 comes through for Long Beach.
Yeah, you just can't dive out there to the pin and open up the entire court. Crabb will see it and put it away.
Exactly like set 3, we find ourselves knotted at 22. Sequeira, perfect pass. Page, Doug once again. Crabb, another kill.
3 kills in a row for Crabb. He's just keeping the ball in play on the serve, and they're digging balls and they're getting some transition swings here.
Simply awesome to watch.
Page is having a tough time putting the ball away. They're controlling him on the block. Long Beach is making it easy for the backcourt to dig a ball. Another control block for Long Beach, 3 in a row off of Page.
Surprised he did not go to Crabb. He was in the approach angle. Stuff by Ammerman. Long Beach State, match point number 1. Nothing that John Sprague can do about it but sit and watch. He's out of timeouts. Quiroga. So match point number 2 now for Long Beach. They will get service from Spencer Rowe.
Now Crabb is in the right back. Not an easy spot to hit a bit because he has to transition to the middle and the libero standing there.
Rowe a jump server.
Brett.
Crabb for the match, and it's down in front of Rowe.
3 men up for the block, and Crabb sees it, finds the open court.
A fitting end to this match, simply a tour de force by Taylor Crabb.
Taylor hits about 500 tonight. He gets about 27 kills or so. 29 kills. That is amazing.
29 kills, double-digit digs, a slew of other fantastic plays. Taylor Crabb, Player of the Year, and looking like it again here. Player of the Year as a junior, now a senior, ties his career high tonight.
What was amazing was the elevation he gets on the block. Looked to me like his shoulders were over the net on the block. He's 6 feet tall. He takes that fast two-step approach, keeps his elbows in tight, and really elevates over the net. Gets some one-on-one blocks. His digging was fantastic tonight. So just quite an all-around evening for Taylor Crabb.
The Bruins fall to 7-2. And Long Beach State moves to 6-3. For my broadcast partner, Al Skates, and the rest of our Pac-12 network crew, this is Kevin Barnett saying so long from Los Angeles, where the final score is 3-1 in favor of Long Beach State. Thanks for being with us, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening.